And we talk now about another accident that's occurred in KwaZulu-Natal. We're joined by Kwanele Ncalane from the KwaZulu Transport Department spokesperson there. Very good evening to you, and thank you so much for speaking to us. We understand that there's been an accident between a truck and light motor vehicle on the R34, R66 before Ulundi. Tell us a little bit more about that incident, please.
Well, good evening, SABC, and good evening to all the SABC viewers at home. Yes, we can confirm that there has been another accident on the R66. In fact, what happened this afternoon is that another truck collided with a stationary truck, which was part of the wreckage of an earlier accident that happened in the same spot in the area of Emakosini between Ulundi and Vryheid. So in both these two accidents that happened in one spot, we have been lucky that there are no fatalities that have been recorded. Obviously, as we were just coming from Kwanele, where we had a government delegation led by the acting MEC, acting Premier Nomagugu Smolane, and the MEC for Transport and acting MEC for Education, Ms. Tolomoloi, where we were outlining a number of interventions that we are going to make. Part of it is that we brought with us the management of Sandral in the region. We also brought the CEO of RTMC because we needed to zoom in to a number of issues and proposals, especially the concerns around the trucks utilizing some of the roads in those residential areas.
Okay, just before you continue with that, Mr. Ncalane, because I need to get this out of the way, some of the reports suggest that there have been fatalities in this case, this accident near Ulundi. Is this correct, or are you refuting the fact that there have been fatalities?
Well, we are not refuting it, but at this stage we can only confirm serious injuries from a taxi as well that was part of the latest accident. And our team is already on the ground as we speak. They were organizing the tow trucks to move those trucks that were part of the earlier collision, and again, they will now have to work hard to remove the truck that came in later now in the taxi. But we've closed the road as we are speaking right now. It's going to remain closed, say, for the next 2 hours. And we want to get all those wreckages removed away from the road so that we are able to clear it and make sure that there is no further accident that will happen. But there is traffic, there are traffic officers as well who are going to be controlling and marshalling the traffic once the road is open until we are satisfied that it is clear and everything is ready to go.
And how many vehicles were involved in this accident? And can you mentioned earlier on that it occurred because one of the trucks ran or drove into the wreckage of a previous accident. Was it not removed, and why?
Well, it was still in the process of being removed. Remember, if you have to remove an articulated truck, sometimes it takes a lot of time because you have to remove the load before removing the truck itself. So the earlier accident happened today during the day, involving a truck and 4 light motor vehicles which caught fire during the day. And even in that accident, there was no fatality as far as I can remember. And then this afternoon, there was another truck which then came and collided with the stationary truck, which is part of the wreckage. And it was followed by a taxi. Also in the taxi, there is no fatality that has been recorded at this stage.
You mentioned the delegation that had just come from Friday's horrific crash, and some of the delegations that were with you now. We know from residents in the Kwanele area that there have been complaints about heavy vehicles that have been using those civilian routes and how it was a problem. What is the Transport Department saying in response, long to mid-term solutions?
Well, Professor, we need to separate these issues. The complaint about the people of Upongolo complaining about trucks that are passing in the CBD. And the accident that happened today. The accident happened maybe about 25 kilometers before you reach Upongolo CBD. So we need to separate these matters because this accident is squarely we are putting it a responsibility on the driver. It was the driver who was speeding excessively. It was the driver who overtook wrongly. It was the driver who overtook on a solid barrier line. It was the driver who caused the head-on collision. So this is the issue of negligence and disobeying the rules. So that's a separate matter. Where residents have been complaining, it is within the CBD. There's not been many accidents in the CBD. However, there is havoc during peak hours where you find that there are trucks queuing or passing through and people are unable to cross over, and there's some small vehicles as well. But that issue today, the reason why we brought Sandra with us was that we are able to discuss those matters and say, let's explore. In fact, what we are going to be doing, if not before end of the week, possibly early next week, the MEC for Transport, METC for Somoga, will convene the meeting with the freight industry because we want to discuss and look at the economic impact of restricting trucks from passing the CPT on certain hours. But the Central has been tasked as well to investigate some engineering interventions to say, is there a possibility of a detour? Is there a possibility of a compulsory truck stop? All these are matters that we are going to be looking into. In fact, the MEC has been in contact with the minister today, Minister Mbalula, so that we are able to synchronize and agree on the approach of government in dealing with these problems.
Well, thank you so much for speaking to us. Kwanele Ncalane is KwaZulu-Natal Transport spokesperson.